Hari Om and welcome to all the divine Atmajyotis to today's Bhagavad Gita learning. Today let us learn Shloka 9.26. First I request our eye leaders Megha and Swanandi to help us learn the Shloka. When Swanandi is repeating, all of you also please sit straight, close your eyes, fold your hands in Namaste and repeat, but please be in mute. Let us begin, Megha.
Patram puṣhpaṁ
Patram puṣhpam
phalam toyam
phalam toyam
yo me bhaktyā prayachchati
prayachchati
tadahaṁ bhaktyupahṛitam
tadahaṁ bhaktyupahṛitam
aśhnāmi prayata-ātmanaḥ
aśhnāmi prayatātmanaḥ
patram puṣhpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktyā prayachchati tadahaṁ bhaktyupahṛitam aśhnāmi prayata-ātmanaḥ
patram puṣhpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktyā prayachchati tadahaṁ bhaktyupahṛitam aśhnāmi prayatātmanaḥ
Aśhnāmi prayatātmanaḥ.
aśhnāmi prayatātmanaḥ.
Thank you, Megha. Thank you, Swanandi. Sai Kiran, can you please help us know the meaning?
Shloka's meaning: if one offers me with devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or even a water, I delightfully partake of that item offered with love by my devotee in pure consciousness.
Thank you very much, Sai Kiran. So, Sri Krishna is saying that it doesn't really matter what one offers to me. He's saying one can offer a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or even water. And I would take it gladly. But what is more important is it has to be offered with love. So this is what Sri Krishna is saying. And all of you may also know the story of the little squirrel that helped Rama. When Rama was building the bridge to go to Lanka, many animals were helping. And the little squirrel and their squad also wanted to help. But they thought, we are very small, how can we help? So they took little stones and they started, along with the monkeys, to throw in the water. At the end, Rama was very pleased. So that is how, when he, with love, he patted on the back of the squirrel, it is said, usually on the squirrel's back there is 3 lines. So those are the hands of Rama, is how it is said. So all this we know. So today, let us understand this shloka and its meaning in little more depth. So for that, first I have a simple question for all of you. Many of you may have seen this car. This was at once upon a time a very popular car, Maruti 800 car, Maruti Suzuki 800 car. Okay. So can you guess how many parts this car may have? How many parts a typical car like this may have? Please raise your hand and you can share your answer. You can just take a simple guess. Yeah, how many parts a car like this may have? Any guesses? Yes, Snigdha.
I don't know, but is it 10?
10, okay. Rohan?
Sir, I think it might be more than 50.
More than 50, okay. Mrinal?
Sir, 60 to 70.
60 to 70, all right. Shreyas?
Sir, 50 to 70.
50 to 70, okay, very good. Megha?
G, I think around 50 to 75 considering the small parts.
Okay, all right. Last two answers. Kripalini,
Above 70.
above 70. Okay. Last but not the least, Grihit,
90 to 80.
90 to 80. Okay, all right. Wonderful. Very nice. Thank you all. Thank you very much for your guess. So, yes, Rohan, you want to change your answer?
Yes, sir. Sir, if you take the individual parts, such as all the screws, nuts, and bolts, it may be over 50,000 or something.
Okay, all right. So, a typical car like this, again, depends upon the various kinds of changes a car may have. But a typical simple petrol engine car like this may have, may have, may have almost 30,000 plus parts. Okay. Because a car like this is made up of many, many parts. So just if you look from outside itself, you can clearly see wheels, right? Door, mirror, wiper, light, this bumper, nameplate, this indicator, this front windshield, side glass. So like that, this handle, this lock. So like that, you can see many things you can identify from outside itself. But if you actually open the car, inside the car, there are many parts. There is an engine, there is a carburetor, there is crankshaft, like that. Many, many parts. And each big part is many a times made up of many other small parts. So like that, if you open up a car and put all its parts out, it is more than some 30,000 parts. A simple car like this. Okay. So now the next important question is, among all these parts, any idea which part is most important or very, very important, but is the smallest in size? Any guess? Yes, Shreyas.
Sir, I guess the engine.
The engine. Okay.
Oh, sir,
Kripalini?
actually, I have another guess.
Yeah, yeah.
It's screws.
The screws. Okay. Kripalini?
So same screws and the bolts, screw and bolt.
Screw and the bolt. Okay, very good. Megha?
G, like the springs and handles and all.
Springs and the handles and all. Okay, all right. Good guesses. But one.
And one
Yes, 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 Sohan.
The main part among all the parts present in the picture is only one thing. That is you can see a big orange thing of the color steel.
This
that
one.
Is the yes, Guru.
That is the body.
That body is the important. If the body is placed correctly by making it, we can arrange the parts and tie the bolts. Bolts will come in the secondary.
Okay, all right. Wonderful.
The extra things which will be added.
Okay, okay. Very
like the glasses.
All right. Yes, last answer by Sai Kiran.
G, every part is important.
Very nice. Excellent. So if you really think about it a little deeply, without some of the parts are, say for example, if any of the parts are missing, the car will not be fully functional. So for a car to be fully functional, each and every part is in a way very, very important, very, very critical. If you simply have an engine and if you do not have a body, there is nothing to move. If you simply have a body and if you do not have the engine, it cannot move. And if you do not have the nuts and the bolts to fix them together, they cannot work together. So, in a way, every part has an important role to play. And in a way, none of the parts are less or more. Of course, we may think like that some part, because, for example, if the engine is malfunctioning, to replace engine, it may cost more. Like that, we may think. But in a way, all the parts are equally important. So like that, there is one small part, the smallest part in a typical petrol car is actually inside the engine. There is something called as a valve stem, a tip of it. Okay. So what you are seeing on the left side is how a typical engine works. What happens is fuel is injected, air is injected, and there is a spark plug that puts a spark and it catches fire inside the cylinder, and because of that, explosion happens that pushes this piston, and that's how the piston's up and down movement is converted through this mechanism into a rotation movement transmitted to the tires, right? That's how typically it works. But as you can see here, this particular thing which brings the fuel, this valve stem, it has a tip, and the tip has to work in a typical engine. It has to be firing at an extremely precise timing, and this is only about 5 to 7 mm. So here you can see what does 5 to 7 mm means. This small of a part is what is making your engine work. So this is the smallest part. From this smallest part, again a man-made smallest part, to the largest part that you could see in the picture, like for example, this very body itself. So all of it is equally important. If any one of them are not working well, the car would not function correctly. So first and foremost, there is no less part or there is no more part. Each part has to play its own part. Like how in a drama, we all, let's say for example, if you're playing the Pandavas drama, so if only Bhima is there and if the other four are not there, it would not look like a complete drama. If imagine, you are enacting a scene where all the Panchapandavas are there. So like that, every part is equally important, isn't it? So this is one aspect that Sri Krishna is teaching you and me. Whatever may be the system that you and I are discussing, in every little situation of our life, each and every part plays an important role. For example, right now, all of you are part of this class through Zoom. You have a mobile or a laptop. So each and every item inside the laptop, your screen, then your whoever, your internet provider, all of it has to work together. Then only you will be able to, in your Zoom app or whatever you are using, in your screen, you'll be able to see and hear clearly. Otherwise, it will not work, no. Like that, the first thing is Sri Krishna is teaching you and me that in this divine existence, nothing is less important. Everything is equally important. Every little thing has an important role to play. This is the first aspect Sri Krishna is teaching. The second important aspect that Sri Krishna is teaching through the shloka is the way in which you and I do whatever you and I do. So to understand that little more, like in the story of the squirrel and the Rama, there's another wonderful story. Some of you may know this story, but let me narrate it again. So this is the story of a golden mongoose. So this story is from Mahabharata. As many of you may know, there was a great war that happened between Kauravas and Pandavas in Mahabharata. And that war was so destructive that many soldiers got killed, and many families had a loss. That was such a big war, very sorry and sad state of affairs. And at the end, as you may remember or as you may know, Pandavas won the war. And Pandavas, and among the Pandavas, Yudhishthira became the king of the Kuru Rajya. But he was carrying a lot of grief in his heart. He used to feel, Ayo, for the sake of this kingdom, how much of destruction has happened. How do I get out of this feeling? So he used to feel. So one day he asked Krishna, Krishna, my heart is feeling heavy with all the sadness. Please help me. What should I do? How can I come out of this feeling? Shri Krishna said, Oh, there is one yaga that you can do called Rajasuya Yaga. You do that, you call all the people and you also offer them gifts with your full heart, and you offer them food, you offer them money, whoever needs it, you gift whatever you have in your uh, collection of your khajana, that is your treasure, and from your grain store, offer, do this puja and offer. So Dharmaraya thought, okay, I will do it in a big way. So he set up a big pandal. He invited many people from his kingdom, and from his city, all were invited. Huge gathering, thousands of people. All of them came and saw the puja being done such wonderfully by Yudhishthira, and he was so devoted in doing that. And then he was offering food, he was offering gold to all the people, he was offering cows. Everyone felt very happy. They would all say, Oh, bless you, Yudhishthira. May the best happen to you. You've done such a wonderful work, such a wonderful offering you're doing. So, by the end of the day, almost it was closing of the day, Yudhishthira was feeling very happy. He was feeling, Oh, I've done such a good work. So, then a little mongoose walked into the Yagashala where the whole puja was happening. And the mongoose was half golden and half of its body was like its normal color. And Yudhishthira was very surprised. He asked the mongoose, Hey, what happened? How come half of your body is gold? Then the mongoose said, Oh, Yudhishthira, that's a story. You know what happened? Many years back, in the village where I was staying, there was famine. No food, no water. Everyone were finding it so difficult even to get a morsel of rice. In such a situation, there was one wonderful family, Yudhishthira. There was one elderly man, his wife, his son, and the son's wife. 4 of them were in that house. And for many days, they had not eaten anything at all. And each one of them was very hungry. They had become so thin, as if you could see the bones in their body, Yudhishthira. And the elder of that house, the owner of that house, the father, he was feeling very sad that in front of his eyes, his family was suffering like that. And one day, though it so happened that he could no more bear the feeling. So he went to the main person of that village. He's called as a Jamindar, usually a very rich person. And that rich person had lots of rice still stored. And he used to give little to those who come and request. So he went, though he never had begged in his whole life, this elderly person, he today went and begged for a little rice. And he got a little rice. And he brought that home. And he and his family together cooked that rice. And they thought, okay, now is the time to eat. And the owner of that house, the elderly person and his wife, took little and gave away most of the food to their son and the daughter-in-law, because they are young and they were old, no? So the older people took little and gave away a lot of food to the younger. And they all prayed, because after many days there was food in front of them. So it was appearing like God has appeared in the form of the food. Because when you are hungry, very hungry, even a little bit of food feels like such a pleasure, no? Such a refreshment, no? Like that, they were very thankful, full of gratitude for that zamindar, and also for the God who had given such food. So they prayed and they did namaskarams to the food, and they were about to eat. There was a knock on the door. And the elderly person went and we opened the door, and what he sees is there was another very old person, and that old person was shaking as if he couldn't even stand. He was about to fall, and with a very shaking voice, he was begging to this person. He said, I have not eaten anything for the last 3 weeks, and I feel as if I'm going to die now. Is there anything little that you can give me? Can you please help me? That old person was begging. Looking at that old person, this elderly person of the house, he was overcome with lot of grief. He felt, it doesn't matter whether I have anything to eat or not. Let this person eat. So he invited him and he made him sit. And whatever was in his plate, he offered it to that old person who came and knocked on the door. That old person ate all the food that was in his plate. And he was still saying, my hunger has not gone away. Is there little more that you can give? Please. So looking at what his husband had done, the elderly mother of that house, she also gave away her plate. And that old person still was not satiated. He was still feeling very hungry, still feeling very weak. He said, is there little more? By looking at what his mother and father had done, the son also felt, I should also give away my food. So he also gave his food. And still that old person was not satiated. Looking at what a great family this is, the husband, the wife, and her own husband give away the food. The daughter-in-law also felt, doesn't matter what happens to me, I will also give away my food. So she gave away her food also. And after eating all the 4 plates, this old person stood up and said, oh, what a wonderful family you are. May the most auspicious happen in your life. He blessed them. And when he blessed, all the 4 of them suddenly felt a divine feeling within their heart, as if all their hunger went away, and they felt so much joyful. And Yudhishthira, that family had become so divine that there was so much of love and kindness and peace in that environment. Seeing all of it, my heart, the mongoose said, my heart was so full of gratitude and kindness. My eyes were tearing up, Yudhishthira, and I saw there was one little grain of rice on the floor. And I went, Yudhishthira, and I rolled over it. And Yudhishthira, the body which rolled over that rice turned gold, Yudhishthira. I realized, Yudhishthira, that when someone offers something with such unselfishness, it is so wonderful. That's what I realized, Yudhishthira. But unfortunately, the other part still remained in the usual color. From that day, Yudhishthira, wherever I hear that someone is doing some kind of a selfless act where they are offering something to someone. I go and I roll, but it has not changed, Yudhishthira. And today I heard you've done such a wonderful work, and I came here to see whether my other part of the body also turns into gold, Yudhishthira. Can I please roll over where you've done the yaga? Can I please roll over? I hope that my other part also turns gold, Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira was very confident. He felt, oh, I've done so much. Look, how many people I have given the food to today. How many people have given the gold. How many people have given the cows. It will turn gold. He said, please, please come. The mongoose came. It rolled and rolled where the yaga had happened. But nothing changed, only dust. So the mongoose walked slowly and it told Yudhishthira, okay, Yudhishthira, it didn't change, it went away. Yudhishthira was feeling, ayyo, what happened? He ran to Sri Krishna. Krishna, what happened? I had done so much. But look, that mongoose, it still remained however it was. Then Sri Krishna said, oh Yudhishthira, you offered part of what you had, but you still kept so much for yourself. But that family whose story the mongoose said, that family did not really care what happens to them. When it was time to save someone's life, they gave completely. They did not keep anything to themselves. So Yudhishthira, that's the secret of offering something to someone with love. When such an offering is done, then that offering is accepted by the divine. And that is the secret that Sri Krishna wants you and me to cultivate in our life. When you and I do anything for others, you and I have to do with fullest love and dedication. Offer. If someone is asking for water, offer with the purest feeling of, may it help them. Whatever that you are offering to someone, offer with full love so that it can benefit the other. Do not think about your own self, but offer it for the benefit of the others. That is a secret which Sri Krishna taught Yudhishthira. And through this shloka, he is teaching you and me also. So with that, my lovely children, I end the explanation. If anyone has any question, please raise your hand. After that, would love to listen to each one of you and your understanding. Yes, Snigdha.
How is the Giri story like related to the shloka?
In the Giri story, you may recall, Giri was completely dedicated to his guru. He used to take care of his guru, Shankaracharya. In his feeling, he was not worried about what will I get. He was only looking at what can I offer to my guru. So there was selfless action, pure love in his action also. Is that bringing clarity, Snigdha?
Yes, Ji.
Akshat, you have a question?
Yes, see, that golden mongoose story. I had a question that does that what Lord Krishna told, does that mean that Yudhishthira should give away everything that he had?
No, it is more of, see, Yudhishthira, when he was doing, he had developed a sense of pride. Oh, I'm giving so much. So that pride was making him feel, I am giving. So when the family that gave away the food, they only looked at, okay, here is a person who needs whatever we have, more than I do. So they gave for the benefit of the other. There was no sense of the pride. That is the more important thing, Akshat.
Okay.
Grihat, you have a question?
Yes, Ji. Where did the squirrel find the rice to roll on?
So when that old person was eating, one or two morsels of rice had fallen on the ground. That is how the story is. Sohan, you have a question?
Yes, Ji.
Yes, Ji.
My question is, it followed how the squirrel turned into gold and half. You told that it turned and half was its own color and some gold.
So that is
how it turned.
Sohan, that is to indicate that the work done by that family, the offering done by that family was so wonderful that the half of the squirrel turned gold. By that, you and I don't have to literally look for a squirrel that turns or a mongoose that turns half gold. What it means is it felt so purified. See, gold is said to be a pure metal. How many ever days you keep gold, it doesn't rust. It doesn't change its luster. It continues to shine. So what that mongoose is saying is, oh, I felt so pure by the love and the offering of that family. And through the mongoose, Yudhishthira was being taught a lesson in how to offer without pride. Yeah? Is that clear?
Guruji, can I share my understanding?
Please raise your hand. I'll call out every one of you. Okay? Thank you. All right. If there are no more questions, please raise your hands so that each one of you can be called out and you can share your understanding. All right. Let's begin from Sohan.
My understanding, offer anything with full devotee which is needed to other, the person who's lesser than your grade. Give all the thing which not all means present, which you have for now, he's begging for. Just give. That thing will come in a miracle by Krishna in some other the way to us or our children. It is not told. And the next point is next point, you have to think and act here and know, are they really suffering? If they're not really suffering and they're just acting, you have to think twice and act to do that. If he's really hungry and weak, about to fall down, as you gave the example, G, then you have to give the thing which is present with you, which is asking now, not like money. That's my second.
Wonderful.
That's it.
Thank you very much, Sohan. Thank you. Yes, Snigdha.
So what I understood like from the shloka is that first, like whenever you're like giving something to someone, or like if someone is really in need of something, then you should always give it without expecting anything in return. So, like for example, even if you really can't give anyone the most biggest amount of the, like let's say food or something like that, you don't have to. Like Krishna said, even if you just give a leaf or a flower or a fruit, it should still be offered by love. It shouldn't be offered like in the sense like, okay, if I give this to you, then I will be getting something back. Instead, you're supposed to give it with love and pure devotion when you're giving it. And you should never expect anything in return. Like how Giri was. He had pure devotion on his teacher and never really expected anything in return. That's how the squirrel was in this Rama story. And like Krishna said, you're not always supposed to, expect anything in return. And you're not supposed to have too much pride within yourself. And like, yeah, that's what I understood from the shloka.
Very nice. Thank you, Snigdha. Yes, Sakshat.
What I understood was the things we do with greed should not be done like that. We should do whatever the things we are doing, we should do it wholeheartedly.
Very nice. Very nice, Akshat. Thank you. Yes, Megha.
So what I understood from the shloka is, whatever you donate, like you donate some things with the poor need, you donate with love, devotion. Like also, Krishna also takes things that are given with devotion, even if it's like a flower, fruit, leaf, or water. If we give it with love and devotion, he'll gladly accept it. But if we give like gold or silver, but out of pride, Krishna will not take it. God will not take it. Just like that. Also, we should not give anything expecting something back. We should give it like with love and devotion. Yeah, that's what I understood.
Very nice, Megha. Thank you. Yes, Rohan.
Yes, sir. I understood that we need to help others, not expecting anything in return. We need to see how can we help others, not how can we get something from them. And I also understood that every work we do, we need to put 100% in it. We need to do it wholeheartedly.
Wow. Very nice. Thank you. Grihit?
So, Guruji, what I understood is, so when the family gave the food to the old man, then he blessed them. Then their as he blessed, their hungerness went off. It was not there. Then, so the mongoose came in any time or in the night, and then it could have rolled, and then it could have been a half of the body part gold and the other side normal color. So that is what I understood.
Very nice. Thank you very much. Kripalini?
I understood that you should offer things with should offer everything with complete love, and you shouldn't take pride in yourself while you're offering the things to other people who are who need the thing you're giving.
Very nice, Amma. Thank you. Sai Kiran?
Yes, Ji. My understanding is give everything that anyone needs. Don't think about what they give, what they repay for that.
Very nice. Very nice. Thank you, Sai. Yes, Raghavi.
Yes, Vidya. So I learned that each and every part of life matters and that no part is insignificant. I also learned that we should be very benevolent and we should give things to others, be it a love or food or anything that may be, without expecting anything from them, and we shouldn't have the pride that we've been helping others.
Wow. Excellent. Thank you very much. How about Mrinal?
Gee, I understood that whatever you give, you have to give it with full devotion, and you shouldn't expect anything in return. Let it be a small thing like a flower also. you should give it with full devotion, just like Sudama gave it to Krishna in one of his
The story
before
where he
Mahabharata, no,
offered,
after Mahabharata or before.
correct.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Ji, this is what I understood.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Sanvi?
Yes, Dev. I understood that even if we offer, even if we don't have anything to offer to God, we need to offer whatever we can, even if it can be a small thing. But we need to offer it with true devotion, because God only cares about true devotion, and He doesn't care how big or how small the object is. And I also understood that we should always not give up, and we should not think what will God think if I offer this much only to Him. We should always know that God will accept anything as long as it is with offered with pure devotion.
Very nice. Thank you. Swanandi?
Yes, Ji. I understood that each person or thing is like important, and has it's like unique in their own way, and no one is like less important. So we don't need to compare ourselves with others or be jealous of anyone. And I also understood that when you are offering something or giving something to anybody, it's good that you give it with pure love, and your intention behind it should be good. So only in that way the other person can benefit from that. If your intention is not good, then it won't benefit the other person. I feel if you're not having true devotion, it's better you don't give it, and later on time when you feel like giving it, you can go ahead and do that.
Very nice. Very nice. Excellent. Thank you, ma. Is there anyone else who wants to say anything more? All right. So, once again, thank you all. Wonderful insights. Hari Om.